Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-hour Purple People.
Hey, welcome to the program. We are 24-hour Purple People. My name is John Harper. We are absolutely, what's my name? John Harper. We are absolutely thrilled to have you along for the ride today as we are all set to talk Louisville City and racing and exciting and a lot to talk about. Very much looking forward to this episode. I've been sitting at this computer for 24 hours. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Putting the name to the test.
Yes. Putting the name to the test, and we will put you viewers out there to the test if you're watching us on this fine day. Hit that like button.
We do every week.
Yes. Subscribe and all that good stuff. I always forget to say that. I'm really not very good at this.
Is it important?
Well, no, it's not. It's just there's some statistics. We are actually on the countdown to 100, you see. We only have 4 more to go. So maybe one lucky viewer will be number 100.
Yeah, maybe it could be you.
Yes, you. On today's program, things get loony for LouCity at Lynn Family Stadium. Racing is starting to bloom, and we enjoy many of the finest delicacies that the fam has to offer. And joining me this evening, he is the Dungeon Master, the EDM DJ, and the Milk Crate Capo, Ken Luther. How you doing, Ken?
Hey, what's up? Yes, that was sort of my LinkedIn profile these days. That's how seriously I'm taking life.
Well, that's good. And a man that
My man
definitely takes his life serious. He is the author of The Purple Prose, a warrior poet, and an all-around stud of a man who paid me on the side to say that. He's probably got some NBA playoff fever right about now. Mr. Matt Doughton. Matt, how you doing?
Oh, you bet I do. Go Knicks. Go Knicks, baby.
Oh,
Knicks
all
in
in on the
6.
Knicks. Did you see your boy Rick Pitino at Madison Square
I did.
Garden?
I did see Rick.
Yeah. Yep, that is your boy. And your boy enjoys some Louisville City highlights, gentlemen. Let's get started with last week's Open Cup match at Lynn Family Stadium. An exciting night, but obviously did not go the way that we wanted it to go, and Louisville City finds themselves out of the Open Cup. And look at that. Just it fired right up first time. It's not even Detroit.
Oh.
Now, Ken is not in here. So the thing is
We don't need him.
This has become the joke of the program, but okay, Matt, obviously not a good performance here. Right off the bat, I'm supposed to pause right here. There we go. So your opinion on these lineups, what did you think coming out?
So our lineup, right, looks like maybe give or take a couple positions. That's our A1 lineup, right? This is our best available team. This is our first team.
Yep.
And I didn't know much about Minnesota coming into this. And I went to check out the starting lineup when it came out for Minnesota on FOTMob. Most of the players didn't have pictures. There was basically no information about anyone. And I thought, isn't this strange? And it turns out they mostly started their 2 team. This is mostly Minnesota United 2, maybe a couple reserves thrown in there. Yeah, they didn't put their A1 lineup out. In fact, the head coach of the Loons did not make the trip to Louisville. He stayed with the first team in Minneapolis and had practice. So, assistant coach, assistant players, that's who we're up against. Feeling good at the start of the game. Feeling good about it.
Did you say this was our best lineup?
Give or take maybe 1 or 2. Yeah.
This absolutely was not our best lineup. I had a lot of problems with this lineup. My first problem is, okay, so we're playing 3 in the back, right? Theoretically, we've got Arturo obviously in the back, and we've got who else? Kyle Adams obviously in the back. Who was the third? Where's Sean Tosh? I don't see Sean Tosh.
Tosh was not in this lineup.
He is not in this lineup.
He was not. He did not make the roster, the game day roster.
I'm not even convinced, and I don't know a whole lot about this game, but I'm not even convinced we were playing a legitimate 3 in the back. I think part of the problem, and I had a couple theories on this, but part of the problem is our starting lineup with Sean Toach missing. Now, you would think that we would bring in Jones, but we didn't. According to FOTMob, which is basically the only statistics I have available to me, McFadden was playing as the third defender with Manny in front of him as a wing back and Dia on the other side. I don't necessarily think that's what we were holding to. I think it was more of a 4 in the back ish. I haven't watched the game again, but I felt like there was some rubs. People didn't know exactly where to be. They weren't pushing and pressing in the right places, and we looked a little bit lethargic in this game. My thoughts, my opinions.
We'll see how that plays out. Looking a little lethargic. Is that going to come in handy in this game?
Yeah, I looked at the stats too. You know, one of the things I initially thought is that we lost duels. They were faster, quicker, and more sharp. Stats don't really bear that out. I think they had us on ground duels a little bit, but okay. Was that an offside? A lot of people say it was.
I'd have to see it again. Okay, is this the slow-mo? John, are you doing this or is this built in?
That's built in, I think.
No, I'm doing everything.
He looks pretty off to me.
He looked like he was about half a body off.
Yeah, he looked off. Just from, that's my. I didn't see like when he struck the actual ball, McFadden. So I don't know for sure, but he looked off from that angle.
Yeah.
The finishing has to be better. This is the theme we're going to keep on coming back to in the next game as well. The finishing has to be better. Our average shots on goal percentage, right? Our shots on target percentage, which is the number of shots we have that end up on target. Our average is 39.1%, right? So almost 40, pretty good, right? Against Minnesota, our shots on target average was 13.3%.
Yeah, regardless of who was playing in the back, we had, Goodrum, Perez, Adrian, and Serrano up top. And I think you're spot on. Our finishing was not there and hasn't been there. Goodrum's got a hold of the ball once this season, but he's also missed a lot too.
It's been a theme.
And we had no Gleedle this game.
Mm-hmm.
Is Gleedle hurt? Is he out for a while?
I think he's hurt. I believe so. I think what Ray Serrano mentioned something in passing about him being out maybe a couple weeks. I don't know.
We don't know.
Hopefully not. I saw him at the racing game on Friday.
Oh, you should have.
He seemed okay. I should have given him like a big bear hug and went like, "What's wrong with you? Tell Uncle Matt about it."
Started poking his legs. What's going on?
Let's stretch this out. What does this do?
And whatever happened to Ombi? He made an appearance and now nothing. Right?
It's a tough road back from an injury. It was a knee injury, right?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yellow legs. That's gonna take a little bit to come back from. Plus, he's got to get in step with the rest of the team, right? As they're going forward, he's probably working his way up. I did think he would be more fit to begin the season, but that was based on nothing other than optimism, I guess.
I think we're definitely experiencing problems. We used all but 3 players from our bench, which is about right, but still. It was Jones, Mogul, and Fondez, the keeper, on the bench. Yeah. Can we play that again? The goal. Let's see what happened. It should play again. Here it is. That was my fault. Sorry.
Let's just watch it again. It was so good the first time.
No worries.
Yeah, we all know.
So they're moving the ball around pretty well, pretty freely.
Yeah. 17 years of age, that man.
Is that a 17-year-old?
It is.
The Yamal of Minnesota.
So he came off the against the right back, right? They moved the ball completely across. Was that McFadden? Nope. Yeah, McFadden was definitely a step or two behind. That's normally Toch's position, and that may explain part of the problem on that goal. I think McFadden is a better either outright right back or wing back. I don't think he plays.
I don't think Minnesota had many chances. I'm looking at the stats now. They had 6 shots and 2 were on target, 2 were on frame. So,
yeah.
I mean, they didn't have a lot of opportunities. They just capitalized on them.
And they had a split possession 50-50. So we know that so far this year, Louisville City, when they have not won possession, seem to play better, score more goals versus when they do have possession. Of course, we still on the USL season are yet to see a defeat, but not the same story on this evening last Wednesday at the FAM.
Yeah, I felt like they were sharper, faster. Obviously, they're younger because they're playing their reserve teams on the night. So I think they won that
screaming.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we thought, even without knowing, that they were going to sign 9 players and that the regular head coach was not going to be at the match. I mean, we felt pretty good about it just based on our reputation at home and how we've played at home. And obviously that did not come to fruition. It's, you're out of the Open Cup. I guess if there's any bright side, if Katie was to hop in here, she would say, well, it's less chances for injuries down the stretch when you're chasing another trophy. But obviously, for those of us who have been around a while, the Open Cup is a bigger deal and something I would love to see Louisville City get pretty far in at some point. And I feel like that's going to happen at some point. This was not a stereotypical performance by us. We had opportunities, but Matt, I think you hit the nail on the head. We are missing our chances when we need to finish. It's hard to score in soccer. That's why the scores are 2-0, right? So, when you have those opportunities, you've got to seize those opportunities. You guys like the Open Cup, but the attendance on this night was not great. 4,400 at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. There's been a lot of talk about it. I know there's been some things online said as of late about the attendance. We talked about it last week or whenever. Anything to make of this Open Cup attendance, or is it just one of those random Wednesday nights and people didn't show
Open
up?
Cup attendance generally is a little lower until the much later rounds anyway. I think that's league wide, and I think for a couple of reasons. One, it's not it's not included in season tickets or anything like that. It's an extra ticket you have to buy. Yeah. At one point it was. I don't know if people still I think people still don't understand the U.S. Open Cup to an extent. I think they don't realize that it's a competition held outside of league play. There's a cat.
I love it.
Me too. So I think there's some confusion there. And it's a weekday game. That's going to affect it a little bit too. A Wednesday too, which is I don't know why that's harder to get to. I don't know why.
Well, Wednesday after Derby, so you're still kind of hungover from Derby, so people have already lost all their money at the track betting on the wrong horse or whatever. And
middle of the week,
I gotta say, shout out to Devin the Capo, who like a lot of people do. You have a kind of betting pool on what the attendance figure is going to be, and if you do pups at the pitch, you also bet on how many dogs are going to be there. And we were all kind of going around, and I was being a heck of a lot more optimistic. I said something like 7,200 or something like that. This is before the game even started. And Devin said 4,500. 4,500. And I was like, no way. There's no way we're only going to get 4,500. And he was only 18 people off. So that's
we should have Devin on this show.
Shout out to that. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually
Devin should replace.
There's a corn dog. That's That's pretty spot on. That's crazy. I did do a little bit of research, every once in a while. Isn't this nice?
Whoa.
Yeah, well, so this is the round of 32. So all the team crests you see there, they were the home squad in these matches, and this is the percent drop off. I just based it off the 2024 average just to kind of have something to go off.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, St. Louis and San Jose and Austin did not report attendance. I searched very deep, and I'm not just saying I used AI. I actually went to a number of websites trying to find the attendance and couldn't find it for those 3 matches. But a pretty big drop-off. You see a massive one in Chicago. To be fair, Chicago played at SeatGeek for that, not at Soldier Field like they have been playing. Yeah, so
that'll do it.
I think it might be an issue, possibly a larger issue with the Open Cup, and it's a shame because the Open Cup is pretty awesome in my opinion. Like, I really enjoy it from a vantage point of not knowing all that much about the sport in depth, but starting to understand how these tournaments outside of the norm, like the Open Cup or now the Jägermeister Cup, are really a lot of fun. So
if you want attendance at the Open Cup, you got to play on a weekend. Is that what we're saying?
It should help, certainly.
I think
you would think.
But trying to find an open weekend with all the other stuff we got going on, probably why MLS has a problem with this in the first place. Heck, our schedules are starting to get congested for various reasons. I think that the last kind of comment I have on this is only a single USL team advanced to the round of 16. One. I find that embarrassing a little bit, but that's just me.
Does that make our loss a little more palatable, even though we are the premier USL Championship club and we lost to an MLS Next Pro club?
No. No, it's not palatable at all. I think we should have been one of those few clubs that should have gone through. It was a 1-0 game. It really, statistically looking at it could have gone either way. That is football, as people will say. But I think more USL clubs should have gone through, and they didn't. And part of the problem, which I've already talked about, is the way the MLS engineered who plays who in the round of 32.
Well, our loss was the best loss, if you could say that. Like, I believe Orlando lost. Orlando lost 5-0. Detroit lost 4-1. I think it was. I mean, yeah. So a lot of teams got smoked, and we should have won that game, or at least been able to go into penalty kicks or something. I don't know. But anyway, there were other games. There was games that made us a little bit more excited. And that team that did advance in U.S. Open Cup we'll be talking about a little bit later in the program. But next, something a little bit happier. Happy thoughts. And Racing Louisville definitely has been making us happy as of late. And Friday evening, they were hosting NJ/NY Gotham at Lynn Family Stadium. We have some highlights according to my sources. Now, I don't know why is that playing sound? That should be playing
I was
sound.
looking for the Detroit
highlights. I was looking for the Detroit walkout.
You're not getting them. I can tell you that much.
All right. Pause it.
Okay. All right.
We struggle. Okay.
Friggin' pause it.
I thought this was an excellent lineup, and I was really happy throughout the whole game. I thought from Bloomer to Gene to Wright to O'Kane to certainly Flint to Malay to Sears to DeMello, that kind of central core, central midfield is just playing with fire.
I mean, you say this is a good lineup, but I don't see Sean Tosh anywhere. So
yeah.
But no, this is I think this is Racing's best lineup with Ari currently out.
Yeah,
and look at all the substitutes. We have some decent,
it's a full bench
talent on the bench. Unlike our other team, this team is looking healthy and I don't know what the word is. Competitive. That's it. That's the word.
They're starting to bloom.
I thought Gotham was beatable. And sure
Oh,
enough.
yes, this is great. I love the kitty.
Boy. Oh boy.
What is the cat's name, Matt?
Her name is Havoc.
Havoc?
Havoc, like Halloween Havoc. She knocked my camera over, so I'm gonna be doing this the rest of the episode. So that's cool.
So
you see what you did?
Yeah, see what you did. I just want to give her a big scratch on the back. Ken, what'd you see out of racing right off the bat as Matt gets his life together?
I saw a dominant performance in the midfield that allowed us to build forward. Dominant. Yep. You can look at the stats and they don't always tell the whole story. But the other kind of significant event was Howell got a red card at 7 minutes. And when you're a physical box-to-box midfielder or whatever you want to call her, where she plays, and you pick up a yellow card that early in the game, it definitely is going to change the dynamic of the game. So I think we did very well. We didn't have a lot of possession. That's fine. Who cares? As long as we're getting the possession where it matters. And where it mattered for us was really defensively, and then having a lot more oomph in winning our duels and taking the ball away and making it really hard for them to pass the ball forward.
Yep.
And that's why I definitely want to hand the keeper, defense, midfield the recognition that they deserved. And that allows kind of some free reign from your attackers to bounce around up top and take those opportunities.
Do you think Jalen committed that foul early on? Just like say hey, just like a hello, remember me?
It would be stupid if she did, considering how she plays the whole game. I mean, that made her play on her tiptoes for the rest of the game. Now, Kayla Fisher, being friends with Jalen Howell, decided to reciprocate at something like 15 minutes or something like that. But in my mind, it's a bigger difference if a box-to-box midfielder picks up yellow compared to an attacker. An attacker can maybe I take that back a little bit. The way Kayla Fisher plays, she could have easily picked up a second yellow. But I definitely think with a lot of things running through Howell, it changed the complexion of the game.
I like what you said, dominant, because that's also what I was thinking. I mean, they looked physically outmatched. Gotham did a lot of the time. Like we went out there and I mean, look at that swarming.
Yeah,
I think we won something like 81% of our duels or something like that. Like something crazy.
It's not quite what I'm looking at, but we definitely beat them. You beat them by 20-25%, according to FOTMob, if you want to believe what you're looking at. But we also beat them on tackles. I mean, all the defensive stats were there for us. They had the ball more, so if you're going to look at the offensive stats, they're going to just via accumulation of having the ball more look a little bit better. But the stat that matters is one goal.
Here's the stat that matters right here.
Here's the stat. Oh, there it's coming. It's coming.
Look at all this space that Taylor has.
And boom. She didn't do that all that much. So maybe that's why they gave her all that space, but she took it.
Downtown bang.
I mean, if you're going to give her that much space, you might as well shoot it. She said this was the best shot she has ever taken in her life. In her life.
I think that's excellent. It was an excellent
honest with the playthrough, like the Steve Nash dribble, her fellow Canadian. It's a basketball deep cut for y'all.
So where's that? Over 25 yards out, even more.
Woo. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Just put her foot right through it. And that thing was moving too. Again, we were standing behind it, so we saw it move around.
Yeah, from the stands, it looked awesome. Yep. It looked even better than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
It just took that long arc.
Yeah, it was.
I think, and I was thinking this before. I thought even with a good performance here and maybe a draw, I would still have said I think we've turned a corner. I think racing has, but to go out there and win and frankly like a pretty dominant fashion. I thought. I mean, I didn't think that Gotham had really any good chances. I think we saw probably their best chance go wide a little bit earlier, and we were on the gas all night. And I really think the style of play, I think that the philosophy, I think Bev has done a great job, it seems like, in getting everybody to buy in. I think we've turned a corner. I really do.
Yeah, they definitely press as a team.
Mhm.
They definitely make life hard for the opposition. They batter them. I think it's you're right. You're spot on. And Bev talked about it at the beginning of the season. We're going to be a scrappy team. We're going to be really hard to play against, and that is exactly what's happening. So a lot of confidence from the coach on down.
I mean, look at this pressure.
Heavy
Yeah, I know.
metal.
Heavy
Heavy
metal
metal.
press.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, Mike Watts was on the call for this.
Huh.
You said he was in house, right? He was there.
Yeah, they were there. Hmm?
Also, if this is, I also like. I think this is Jordan with a really good save here. I think she got a mid on it. Yep, she pushed that up and over. The team has been really supportive of Jordan, and I just really like to see it. I mean, even if she makes a mistake back there, I mean, the next go around, I mean, the team is like right there with her back. They're running over there, they're pumping her up, they're hugging her, they're telling her great job. I mean, everything that you would want from a group of teammates when you are a new starter for your club. I mean,
And then we soaked up that pressure. We scored a goal, and now we're just really not giving them a lot of great opportunities and soaking up that pressure. That could have gone haywire, but Jordan might have had it covered, barely.
full extension.
But it was over, so it doesn't matter.
Jordan had 5 saves on the night. She is also the fan voted NWSL Week 7, Week 8. It's Week 8. Why does my graphic say Week 7? Player of the Week. So,
which is amazing.
Much
She
deserved.
came in 2 weeks ago, but yeah,
a clean sheet.
I knew it.
This is her second start ever, right? Her second league start. So
to get player of the week, player of the month, player of the week,
player of the
right?
week,
player of the decade,
player of the week with just 2 starts. That's pretty good.
Why does it feel like these highlights are mostly Gotham chances?
Well, we were
showing them.
We were just soaking up pressure at the end of the game there.
Maybe the producers were paid by the same people the refs are.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Oh, the refereeing in this game was something, right? The start, stop, play. My God, there were so many whistles.
Dragged.
And I guess that's sort of par for the course. It seems like now at this point with our games. I don't know.
I just think NWSL has lost the con on VAR. It takes so long to go through the whole VAR bit, and when you're watching it on the TV at home, they're throwing in commercials. So maybe it's deliberate. Put conspiracy hat on. Maybe they're trying to slow the game down so they can get more commercials on the TV. I don't know. That's not quite ready for pitchforks, but I think we're close.
Well, they certainly see that as a. Well, they
TV
certainly see that
timeout,
as like an upside, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was several free kicks and fouls and stuff like that. That it was just like, what is happening? Get this game moving. Like it was just coming to a complete halt. But
they were,
we had a lot of fun. One thing I like about going to the racing games is we stay very mobile per se. Like we are all over the place, kind of checking out different views. And I thought maybe I could share some things and some fine delicacies here on the program this evening. Now, I didn't mean to really just open with the corn dog. I teased it earlier by accident, but
yeah, that's a closer. Yeah,
that's a closer right there.
That is a closer.
I do want to point out that I sent this picture to my wife. We have an agreement where if I have a corn dog without her, it's okay. I just have to send her a picture of the corn dog. So.
Oh, yeah. I see how that works. I mean, that comes with the years you've been married. As you progress through things, it's all it takes is a picture of the corn dog.
Don't let any corn dog go to waste.
I got my. I might be able to possibly. Let me see. Where did this corn dog? Okay, how about let's see. We don't want spot mob. I've got other. How about 2 hot dogs? 2 corn dogs.
Ooh, 2 corn dogs.
Corn dogs together, watching the game.
Pro
Beautiful.
tip: do not squint looking at that. All right. Oh, there's a dog. Let's see. More dogs. This is our view for
Racing. Yeah.
Yes. And
Gorgeous.
that goal from that view was really good. Really good.
I don't think the picture does that justice because I really feel like I'm a lot closer when I'm sitting in those seats up there. And then with the skyline behind the waterfront end over there to the left is pretty awesome.
The downtown sunset.
Yeah, it's definitely a place I want to go visit again.
Yeah.
Here's the white smoke signaling that Taylor Flint is the new pope. So
Excellent.
congratulations to Taylor.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, we had a great time. Hey, they had more people there for that match than the Open Cup match, so.
Well, that was a better performance, so good. They deserved it.
It is.
Absolutely deserved it, and it was just great to see the big smiles we talked about last week on the highlights. I think, Matt, you brought up just look at the joy they're all having, and scoring is fun, we were talking about, and you definitely got to see that on Friday evening. Scoring is fun, but sometimes a lack of scoring can be not as much fun. Louisville City bringing the Riverhounds in town, our old frenemies / we hate them legitimately team. Pittsburgh.
Frenemies?
Yeah, not really, right?
We're friends? We're friends with them?
I don't know. Some of these teams are frenemies, right? Somebody.
Sure.
I don't know.
I
Where
think
that came from.
Pittsburgh fans are fine. They I've never had issue. They've always been welcoming and nice and sharing and all that.
Well, sharing is caring. I'd like to share some highlights of Saturday's match at the fam. Let's go do these highlights there. Thank you, Matt.
I liked it. I liked it, John.
I figured you probably did. I mean, now one day I will figure out how to not have these highlights just step on top of each other.
Here we go. All right.
We
Okay.
debuted these beautiful kits, right?
We did. What'd you think of the kits? Yeah.
I don't hate them, right? I like what they're going for. I appreciate the thought behind it. I like the idea of it. But that said, overall, I'm not too keen on them. It's not something that I intend to pick up myself. I like the sleeve detail with the old crest, but
a lot of people were wearing the that old third kit from last year that had the blue. Remember that one?
we wore once. Yeah,
we wore once. So a lot of people were like, "I've only worn this once. I'm going to break it out and wear it again." And then we tie. So I'm thinking we're struggling with the third kit, and maybe we should just not do a third kit because we seem to be either tying or losing these games when we really should be winning. Current theory.
You got to have a third kit. I mean,
all right.
You got 3.
Yeah. So the lineup. Now, this is what I would think we would see with 3 in the back, Jones in the middle, Toch and Adams on either side. I didn't expect to see Carlos Moguel get a start, but there he is. Taylor there, and then Perez and McFadden in their normal positions. Obviously, we're missing that number 9, Gleeler. Good room up front. So we're kind of shuffling Adrian and Wilson back and forth in that number 9 role-ish thing. I think we really struggled in the center of the defense and with Carlos as that kind of either holding mid or box-to-box mid, whatever you want to call it. I just didn't think he played well off of Taylor. And that was very telling.
I mean, not a ton of reps together in like game minutes. So, one last thing about our new kits. Did you guys have a problem? I kept looking at the field and not recognizing us. Does that come across to you guys? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Like it was a split second, right? Something I had to register. I had to think about it and go, okay, that's us. That's that dark blue. That's us, actually.
Yeah, they even had the color changed on the score line as well. We weren't like a
Yeah,
little
I mean, it's
purple square. We were a dark blue, navy blue square.
it just kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah. All right, the game.
I guess we got to talk about it.
Can I state my opinion on the kits? Is that okay?
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, so shut
You're
your mouth.
talking about the game.
Especially the one on the right. Other right. Yeah. Point to him, Matt. Damn it. That's the wrong direction. The I actually like them just fine. It's hard for me to not purple. I just gotta have purple. Okay, Ken, go ahead.
I can't wear a kit that's got a Cincinnati bank on it. How about that?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
I don't like navy. Pick a color. Are you blue or are you black? Like, figure it out, man.
It's the Louisville City color.
Not just the color navy in general. Just like pick one, man. Like,
Yeah.
why do we need a blue black? Get out of here.
I really got to say this was a very even match. I thought we'd be a little bit more dominant at home.
Yeah.
But watching the game, we had chances and they had chances, and it was very even. I think our starting lineup was fraught with issues, and we'll see big changes at halftime. I just don't think we were connecting very well.
So spoiler alert, but this game ends 0-0, right?
Yes.
And this is the football that Bob Lilly wakes up and thinks about. This is what gets him out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
0-0 draws. This kind of stuff. This is he could not wait to get here and not score any goals. Like, and I took my nephews to this game, right? They come to a couple games a year. They had a lot of fun. But why did I pick Pittsburgh? Why did I pick this game to bring them to? Pups at the pitch are cool, but there was not a lot of fireworks, man. I'm trying to show the boys a good time. But Bob Lilly comes into town.
Bob Lilly's like
everything.
Yeah, he's like the way the Russians fought World War II. I mean, it's just slow, methodical, organized, and then that's it. It's just bleh. So
it was the winter that killed us.
So we're coming up on halftime, and halftime we made 3 changes. We changed out. Who did we change out? Goodrum came in.
Mm-hmm.
Lambert came in.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else came in. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, Goodrum came in. Ordonez came in. So Ordonez came in for Jones because he just wasn't cutting it right there in the middle. Lambert came in for Carlos Mogel because he wasn't cutting it there. And then Goodrum came in up top for, I think it was Adrian Perez, was it not?
I believe so.
Yeah. Which maybe that's how we should have started. We knew we were going to get some rotation based on the Open Cup game and the Lexington game. But dang, man.
Good shot from Jansen there.
It was.
We got to give Pittsburgh a little credit too. What's Dick is their goalkeeper. He was goalkeeper of the year last year.
Talk about somebody with some good ego strength is a goalkeeper named Dick.
I had a lot of fun yelling at this guy all throughout the game. It was really nice. So I appreciate that about him. But I don't appreciate is all the shot stopping. How many saves did he have, John?
He had 4.
4 saves. That's pretty good. That's not bad. There's a really good block from Toch, robbing Augie Williams.
Oh yeah, it was. He kind of wrapped around him and didn't touch him.
Look at that.
Oh, amazing. That's why he's got to play. Right there. That's not, when I was talking about McFadden playing in his position in the Open Cup, that's not his skill set. That is Toch's skill set. Mm-hmm. So
it was good to see Kevin Lambert sub in and not immediately get a red card.
he plays hard, doesn't he, man? He fouled like
He's a physical player.
he's a big dude too. So I understand that they're getting thrown around out there by him. I get it, but
we went pretty big. If you look at Josh Jones as well, I mean, we got when he comes onto the pitch, it's like boom.
I mean, when you're playing against Robbie Mertz, it's really easy to look big.
That's true. Does the USL always shoot Josh Jones at an angle, you think, Matt, like looking up at him so he like kind of appears to be bigger?
So my wife, and no disrespect to anybody involved in this, my wife said that Josh Jones looked like Sean Toach took the super soldier serum. And I could see it. I can absolutely see it. I'm not going to call Sean Steve Rogers, although Steve Rogers is a good man, Sean. So that is a great comparison.
That's funny. Yeah,
we were letting them fly here, man. We were going at it from distance. I mean, just see what you can get.
Do you think that earlier in the Open Cup match, we were talking about missed opportunities. I mean, did you get the same vibe with this game, or was it more just a Clash of the Titans early season vibe?
Not the latter. I think they were two tired teams playing each other.
Yeah.
When you look at, again, going back to injuries and who we have available, the only two players that didn't play for our team in this game is Danny Fondes and Niall McCabe. That's it. Everybody else played. Nobody else was on the bench. So that's problematic.
They got behind our line a lot more than I thought they would have.
Yes, they did.
Particularly because they don't have like a ton of attacking power. Here you see Augie Williams with another breakaway, but they got behind us, which is not something that a lot of teams have been able to do. And tired legs certainly have something to do with that. But yeah, I mean, that's when you play the style of football that we are playing, right? We're playing for the counter, pressing a lot of the time. It's getting back is a very important thing to do, right? You're very susceptible to counters when you play the way we do. And it's something we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, they did get a lot of freedom back there. And we were, I'm going to say, lucky on a couple of occasions not to pay for it.
Real quick, because I looked these up and I don't want to waste them. So that is the first time we've failed to score in league play this season, right? And it's also, this is the first time we failed to score in 2 straight matches since July of 2023. So
we're starting to get a problem.
Those are interesting statistics. Yeah. It was just, it was not enough against a team that even when they're tired, Lily ball is something that every team seems to struggle with at times one way or another. I found that it was, first off, it was good to see a lot of traveling Pittsburgh supporters in the house, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
These teams just kind of go at, I believe that Pittsburgh in a lot of ways is our main rival. It just from historic feelings. I know that in the 11 we've basically dominated that rivalry, so it doesn't make a rivalry. I think a famous person once said, Matt, both teams have to be good for it to be a rival. Like it can't just be, hey, we call this a rival. We know the league is young and all that as well. But in this match, I felt like that things just went to the dogs. And we talked about pups on the pitch we just love. I've got some dogs. Let's see here. Somewhere.
Show me all the dogs.
How many dogs were there? 298, something like that?
200.
Yes. A lot of dogs. Did you see Kyle Adams bringing the dog on the walkout?
Honorary captain.
Adorable.
Well, those are Corndogs. Okay.
Those are Corndogs.
Different type of dog.
This is the
Simba Cam.
ceremonial lifting of the animals, and it was so cute.
Like really Lion King.
Yes, Ken. It's like Lion King.
Raise your babies to the sky.
Now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but rumblings of cats at the corner coming.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Right?
My cats would not dig that.
mainly for the cats. Where are they? Is there going to be a litter box? Is there going to be like a sand pit that they're going to be able to use?
They could probably just go out there to the little playground area, maybe.
That's where the dogs were going. So
yeah, that's true. Well,
I got to do a lot of creeping on dogs in this game, and it really made me happy. They had a food truck for dogs. I mean, they really went all out. Yeah,
yeah,
they were giving away. I can't take my dog anywhere because she's out of her mind, but they had treats, given away with locally sourced treats that I got to bring home and give to her. She smelled all the dogs that were around me, so she loved that. I mean, I love pups at the pitch. I really do.
Yeah, and also too, the dogs were allowed to, from my understanding, for the first time, actually walk around the entire stadium.
Yeah.
Not just go straight toward Scouts' house. They were allowed to go around the stadium. We actually had a dog find its way into the Cooper section, so that was kind of exciting.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
From my understanding, the dog did sign up for a membership. Yes, Ken.
If you count the dogs, we actually broke 10,000.
Nice.
That is true. That is true. Another true thing.
First time this season.
Another true thing.
All dogs go to Lynn.
Yes, all. And we will be back at Lynn for racing this Friday.
Ooh, I can't wait.
A preview. It's going to rain. Seattle, and literally, I believe it's supposed to rain most of the day on Friday. Seattle rain's coming to town. Racing is starting to look good, feel confident. We feel like they've turned a page.
Well, normally Seattle would be, near the top of the table, scoring lots of goals, tons and tons of talent. And I was like, oh, dang, got to play Seattle. Oh, what are we going to do? So I open up the table and I'm like, hey, look at that. We are points tied with them. We have a little less on goal difference, but they're 8th and we're 9th. So I really think we can win this game for a couple of reasons. One is their away form is not great. It's their home form is a little bit better, which is probably pushing them up on the table a little bit more, but they're not playing that well away. And just looking at who they have, I don't know. I'm not too fearful the way I have been of Seattle teams in the past. Looking at who we have, I feel pretty good about our chances of taking a W on this one. They have zero players that have scored more than a single goal on their team. They have not won a single game by more than a goal. I think we're looking pretty good. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I think we'll play our game, but I think we take away a win. We probably will win by a goal or so, and I just think that our high octane press, our heavy metal press, whatever you want to call it, against Seattle Reign that is no longer as good as they used to be, is really gonna break them down.
You took my point that they've only scored multiple goals once this year, right? So a couple goals should be enough to put this team away. I mean, huge table ramifications for this game because we're tied. We have the exact same record, actually. Interesting enough, and we're in the best run of play. This is like the best form maybe we've ever been in. I don't know. It's at least the best form in a long time. So I mean, we're on the upswing coming into this game, and it's going to be a home game, right? So we're going to have the crowd. I expect 3 points.
Yep.
I do.
Absolutely.
I think we can move into like 6th, possibly 5th, depending on.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, depends on what San Diego and Angel City do.
Yeah, that's also a big game with table ramifications.
We win. We're sitting at 14 points. They are currently sitting at 14 points. But we win. We're already in the mix. Make no doubt about it. But we are really getting into the mix. You got a couple teams that are starting to fall away. Utah and Chicago. And Kansas City at 18 points and Orlando at 16 points are starting to pull away, but they're not that far yet. So this is still a great season for parity.
We've got a tough run of play coming up. We've got Angel
Yeah.
City. We do have Utah in the middle there, but we also have Kansas City after that, and then Orlando, and then KC again. So it's a rough stretch for us, but we can have really firm footing if we can get 3 points out of this and really move ourselves up. So it's really important. Not that you want to drop any games, but I mean, how many points are we looking at here? So some of these are on the road. Just trying to give my prediction wise. So Ari got 3 games. Is that correct?
4.
4 games? Okay, so we
Yeah.
should get her back against Utah in June. Okay, I mean that's a good game to get her back kind of in the swing of things. So we've got that to look forward to. This is just the best run of play that we've had in a very long time. This is our best start. This is the best start they've had ever racing. So yeah, and to think, I mean, a month ago, if you would have told me about this turnaround, I mean, I don't know if I would have believed you, to be honest.
I mean, you're absolutely right. June 14th, we're playing Kansas City. June 20th, we're playing Orlando. August 1st, I guess there's a big break in the summer. We're playing Kansas City. August 9th, we're playing Orlando. So we're playing the 2 top teams 4 times between June and August.
And I believe the Women's Cup is in there as well, right? Isn't the Women's Cup in that summer break?
Is there an international break? Is there something going on? We don't know. Maybe.
If we knew what we were doing, we would.
We don't know what we're doing.
We don't.
I think people have already figured that out. Well, if somebody knows what's going on in July, let us know.
Just yell it at your TVs right now.
Yeah, because my thought is both Orlando and Kansas City are stacked teams, so maybe they'll get some players wore out. I don't know. Maybe.
That's a possibility. Guys, I don't know if you saw today, but there is some kind of breaking news from racing.
Ooh.
We have an official GM finally.
We do. Somebody that comes from internal to the club, right?
Taking the interim tag off.
So it is Caitlin, who started with as an intern back in 2017, I believe, and she is the Caitlin Milby, so the wife of Jeff Milby.
I was wondering about that. Okay,
yes,
that makes sense.
So, yeah, it's exciting. She had a nice statement I read and everything. So check that out, and we of course wish her luck, and hopefully it all works out. There she is, right there.
I've had really good things to say about her in the press release, about how they're gelling and about how she's got this infectious energy, this really positive energy that's really, kind of infiltrated everything that she does. So, yeah, hopefully this partnership continues. I mean, so far so good, right?
Yeah, this
Let's
line right
see.
here is all I needed to read, really, But yeah, a little press article out there, so check it out. That was breaking news. What else you got?
I just wanted to give that air. I wanted to give that room to breathe. But
thank you very much.
Let that settle in with everybody. That was.
I tried to get a soundboard, you see, and it was just too much money, so let's make my own.
You gotta make your own.
Hey, quick
soundboard in this economy.
Quick shout out while I'm thinking about it. Al at the tailgate, we met Al. Had some nice words about the program, so that was thanks. Nice to meet you, Al. And
I met somebody else at the Porterlet that said they liked the program too. Yeah. Don't know who they were.
So we really appreciate that, and I'm just going to keep talking good about you people that are watching, because we need to get that to that 100. When you get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, you can start doing all sorts of fun stuff.
Now it feels like you're using them. Now it feels like you're just furthering a goal.
Use your index finger and click it.
You've got ulterior motives. And you know what? I want the people who are already subscribed to unsubscribe just because of what John just did.
What?
Because of what John just did. I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'm gonna get our numbers.
I don't even know if I'm subscribed.
You could be 100. Candy could be number 100.
I could be.
Also, a quick shout out to Darren Coe, our friend from England over there at Sports Louisville City. He's always retweeting us and sharing us on Facebook. So that's real nice of him. He's a real nice
Yeah,
guy,
thanks,
so,
Darren.
Yeah. All
Thanks,
right.
bro.
Well,
Hartford.
we've got
Hartford.
one more match. I'm getting to it.
Sorry. Thought
What
you
is
forgot.
wrong
Oh, we're
with
so
you
excited
today?
about Hartford.
All right. So, oh shoot,
Oh.
Hartford is coming up, and it is at Hartford, a team that traditionally we have had. I see that we have had mostly success against, Matt. Hartford is a tough place to play. I think it's got kind of a weird vibe. What do you see how this match with Hartford?
The Whalers. Do you guys exclusively or almost exclusively refer to them as Fartford? Because I do. I have it written down in my notes as Fartford. My wife and I call them Fartford. Just that's all we call them around the house.
Hartford.
Yeah, I'm a 10-year-old, so I call them Fartford. Anyway, the Whalers are essentially in last place. They're tied with the Rowdies, which is crazy, right? That's a crazy thing to say. And John, you bring up history, and I don't want to touch too much on it, but we are trying to avenge a loss here because the last time we played Hartford was the first time they'd ever beat us 2-1.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was last year. So our last game against Hartford, they beat us. So we are on we're on a bad stretch with them. Mostly we just need to keep pace, right? Charleston has caught up to us. We're keeping pace with Loudon, but we're starting to bunch up there in the top. We're not, I think we're in third right now technically. So yeah, we need to keep pace. We can't look at this as an easy win, which I don't think a Danny Cruz coach team has ever done. I don't think they've ever looked at anything as an easy win. He always gets them prepared. It's on the road, right? So travel, but I mean, it's Eastern Conference travel. It's not anything we have to like go cross country for, which is good. And it's Hartford. I mean, we have to win this, right? And I'll hopefully with multiple goals.
So, pop quiz, Ken, before I send it to you. How many teams are in the USL? I got the answer for you. 24. In case you're wondering, the Hartford Athletic are last in lots of categories, including goals per match, shots on target per match, etc. So, no worries here, right? We're refreshed. We get a little rest here for once, and then we go up there and just whale them. Pun intended.
I'm not gonna say I don't have any worries because we're struggling to score and we've got some injuries on the bench. We do get a week off or so, hopefully some folks will heal up. I am still trying to wrap my head around the fact that the Tampa Bay Rowdies are in last.
It's wild, right?
When you go around and you say, who are your arch rivals? Tampa Bay is always like number one because they've always been competitive, if not beating us in various important games like the Eastern Conference Finals twice. So I'm struggling with that. And Miami is in ninth, which is amazing. I'm used to seeing them down at the bottom. Indy's at 8th. So yeah, interesting. Charleston has won 5 straight. I think they have figured things out. We better watch out for them because they have a very good manager. But Hartford, we should beat them. We got to figure out who's going to score for us, and we should move on.
Yeah, no word. We have no word on if Gleedle's back or not. So that's a big question mark. I think Hartford has scored 4 goals this year. So
not good.
So yeah, not good, not optimal, not ideal.
I don't know that we'll see a start from Goodrum. I think we may see a start similar to what we just saw, which was Adrian Perez, Wilson, and Serrano.
I think Adrian Perez's game is fantastic, and he's been kind of playing super sub lately, but I like him as a starter. I do. It's hard to fit him in sometimes. It feels like,
yeah.
But I mean that's a good problem to have.
And then
having so much talent.
Who plays holding mid with Taylor. I think that's the big kind of question I have from who's your best 11. We should be playing our best 11 because they've gotten a week off. So
Yep.
who is the other midfielder with Taylor? Whether you're playing, whatever, holding, pivot, whatever you want to call it. Is it Lambert? It's not Carlos. Is it Evan?
It seems lately it has been Evan, but it seems like the plan is for it to be Kevin, for it to be Lambert. That's what it's the
touches.
It seems like yes. He's got a heavy touch, and they're calling him. They're using that whistle.
We did have that player who got injured for the season. What was his name? He played like 2 games and then he was out.
Zach Duncan. He was our starter.
He was great. That hurt. That injury hurt.
Do you guys want to hear my Zach Duncan impression?
Sure.
Okay, ask me a question where the answer would be no.
Are there hobbits in New Zealand?
No.
What?
That's my Australian impression. There you go. Thank you, everyone.
Pretty good.
Nar.
That is pretty good.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, poor Duncan.
I love Australians. All of our Oceania.
Was there any update on Jake Morris's nuts?
I'll tell you what. My wife and I, we talked about Jake Morris's testicle health for a long time this week. We're all concerned. It looks like something exploded in the game the other day.
Oh,
I don't know. He seemed to be something seemed off. So hopefully he was left out of the 18 the last couple games.
He hasn't been on the 18. So
yeah, and we just got him back too.
Yeah.
Well, folks, when we find out more about this, we will let you know in due time, I'm sure. So, gentlemen, is there anything else on this fine day that you'd like to cover? Okay. We are going to get back to our normal schedule eventually. We have been recording these on Mondays, releasing them on Tuesdays, and that seems to be flowing right, but there's been a few things pop up. I had some... What? Why are you pointing at me for? Or is it you're pointing
you did it.
It was your fault. That's what you were doing. That's what you were doing. Priorities.
Well, a few priorities. My girl, Rhea. I mean, what am I supposed to do about this?
Are those your seats? Is that where you were at?
Yeah. That's where we were. At the Yum Center Monday night. 10,000 strong for Monday Night Raw. Not like an attendance store or anything like that, but
why are we talking so much about attendance?
I know, I hate it. This is the last show we're going to talk about attendance, okay? I promise.
All right.
Attendance.
If I could red card myself, I would.
It's funny you haven't built that into your program that you can red card yourself. It's like RoboCop.
Yeah.
You can't arrest that one guy.
Well, those have been around and supported us for a while might remember that at one point Katie actually had control of my red cards, and I programmed everything where this time she would not. So hopefully that does not happen on this relaunch version of 24-Hour Purple People. But we hope what happens is you get off here and go, wow, that was really swell, and you continue watching and supporting our show. We appreciate each and every one of you in the comments and all that good stuff. And it was nice talking to folks this weekend, meeting some new people and having some fun with some new faces in the Purple family. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time. For Ken Luther and Matt Doughton, I'm John Harper. We're 24-Hour Purple People. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. I love you.